Welcome to Forever Exiled. I'm Justin, aka Tags.
And I'm Tyler, Wrecker of Days, and you didn't wait 10 seconds. You were starting to
I wasn't going to.
What? No, you didn't.
Yep.
No, you didn't. And you didn't even distract me with some sort of pointless sex talk just to put my brain in the gutter just beforehand, just to make me sound dumb.
Keeping it clean for 311 of Forever Exiled. Is that a cool number? I don't know. 311?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Big shout out to our Patrons. Thanks everybody who resubbed up this week. Patreon gets you access to After Dark. It's our podcast after the podcast. Tyler and I continue to talk about stuff and things. And you get a card, you get a sticker, and a big thanks from us. So we appreciate all the love.
Yes, we do. And whether you listen to us for the casual how was your day talk, or whether you listen to us for the Path of Exile talk, seen a lot of chat between all of our community members, and it's just awesome to have you all. Awesome to have you all. So no matter what you fast forward or rewind in the podcast, it's a pleasure to have you. And thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, and don't forget to hit the 5-star button on Spotify. Right? Okay. How's
or other things,
or whatever else there are.
Do
things,
5 stars, but if you're gonna do a 4-star, I don't know, just
keep
like
listening.
have a shot of something and then click the 5-star.
There you go. How's your week?
I had a really good week, but it was a sad week.
Mm-hmm.
So last week I mentioned about our dog, but this week was the week we actually did put our dog down this week, and she was phenomenal. She wasn't one of those dogs where we had to, like, she was a dog and we loved her, but we had to tolerate all the crap she did. She was just perfect for what we did. Perfect energy level, perfect personality for us, but also just the rules that we had and the system we had, we never really had to correct her. She was just always exactly feeling, looking, and where she needed to be. You know what I mean? I guess just a perfect cohesion. So it was, putting this dog down was very different than any other animal we've put down before.
Sure.
And so this week was tough. This week was tough. But every day's been getting better. So obviously we're a dog family. So for those of you that aren't animal or dog friends, just suck it up. It was tough for us. Okay.
Yeah, sorry,
just let us be.
Tough.
But yeah, it was tough, but every day's been better. And it's been good. When Aaron and I first got married, we've always been pet people. Both of our families were pet families. And so not long after getting married, we wanted a dog. And so we, did our research, whatever. Well, she did her research and ended up getting this one breeder from near 100 Mile that's no longer in existence, called Wild Rose Kennels. And they did 1st generation Labradoodles. So instead of there's a lot of Labradoodles around now because the Poodle Lab mix is just so great, but they're all 2nd generation Labradoodles.
Okay.
And so a 2nd gen is a Labradoodle with a lab, or a Labradoodle with a poodle. I don't know, sounds stupid to talk about, but business-wise, that kind of guarantees them a pretty consistent coat,
sure.
Right? Like, you're not going to get a variety from that. You get a tiny bit of variety, but for the most part, you can guarantee, like, hey, this is what your dog is going to look like when it's older, based on like height, whatever. If it's male or female, your coat's going to be pretty consistent. Wild Rose did 1st generation Labradoodles, and so that's a lab and a poodle.
Yep.
So you could get a very curly lab, you could get a very straight-haired poodle. You know what I mean? And they did the micro, mini, and standard versions of poodles. And so Riley was a miniature Labradoodle. She was no joke, like 12, 13 inches at the shoulder, but she was just pure straight black hair. So she was just a mini lab. She was a Labradoodle, right? You could tell in her ankles and all this other stuff. She was like a Labradoodle, but it was like having a 13-inch lab at the shoulder. So we applied to get her, and the mating didn't take that first time around. And so Aaron and I, we kind of panicked, and we're like, well, we really wanted a pet. We were really excited for Riley, but it's not, or we didn't know it would be Riley at the time, but whatever, a dog. And so we went out and we adopted 2 cats. And they were about 6 months to a year at that time. And then 6 months later is when Riley came around, because the breeder then, that mating took place, and then we ended up getting Riley 6 months later. So that was an awesome 15 years. They were all very healthy and all lasted a long time, except we set ourselves up for, in 15 years, to say goodbye to all 3 pets around the same time.
I can't imagine that was a likely chance of that happening, though. Like, that's pretty crazy.
Well, right. Like, if they're you expect one to like die early because of some freak thing,
Sure.
or like something unhealthy happens, or I don't know, like we live in an area where bears come, coyotes come, whatever it is, right? So, the cats could go. And even the unhealthy one lived and only died 6 months before the healthy cat. So you have an unhealthy cat dying only 6 months before the healthy cat, but then the healthy cat dies like 6 to 9 months before the dog. So it's been a fun year and a half in the Tyler house. But
that's too bad, man.
Sorry
to hear that.
No,
sucks.
we're good, and I appreciate it. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We would love to get a Riley replacement instantly. Well, not instantly for my wife, but instantly for me. But the kennel's no longer available. They didn't pass it on to anybody when they chose to stop. They just dropped the ball. So.
Do you think you guys will get another dog?
Oh, well,
eventually?
Me, yes. One day. Me, yes. My wife in another lifetime. So, Aaron, if you're listening, earmuffs for 2 seconds. I'm going to win that one. We'll get another dog one day. No, we will. We'll get another dog one day.
Well, at least you got cats right now. You got kittens. How's that going?
We did. I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, we got kittens.
Yeah.
We had no idea we'd be putting Riley down so soon.
Sure.
She aged incredibly quickly. There was one vet appointment 5, 6, 7 years ago. I forget which one. And I'm like, what's wrong with my dog? Like, what's going on? Something's wrong. And the vet looked at me and like, did the assessment and all that kind of stuff. And they looked at me and it was like, listen, like, this is just one of those times where it's like your dog ages way faster than you. And the last time you were doing these activities with your dog was a year ago. It was last summer. Your dog has aged like 7 years since last summer. And it's just that it's like, pretend you've gone from like 35 to 50 or something like that, 35 to 40, 40 to 50, whatever it is. Like they just can't do it anymore. They went from young to middle-aged or middle-aged to senior. And so Riley kind of did that this summer. We had no plan for that. It was just all of a sudden she just fell. So we got the kittens and they got along great, the dog and the kittens. It was great, but Riley just faded fast. So yeah, the kittens have been nice. I mean, they're absolutely bonkers, and kittens are like the dumbest creatures on the planet, but they're so fortunate they're cute. Because I've been so mad. I've like yelled at them, which is so stupid and immature.
Awesome.
They only want to be in like the one electrical corner they can't be in. There's a bookshelf that has where the wireless router is and one of the Xboxes, but that's like the hub of the house where the router is. Oh, it is. But and the cords back there, there's so many cords. And that's the only place they want to be. But like you can like shove them aside. You can smack them. You can like hit them with a meter stick and just like, no, they don't get it.
It's a game for them.
It's part of the game. Like you smack them with a meter stick, trying to get them out of the way. They start chewing the meter stick. And then they run back into the corner just to get smacked again because they want to chew the meter stick. They don't learn. They don't get it. Anyway, it's great.
So kittens are great.
Cats. Loving the kittens. At least they sleep like 23 hours and 59 minutes a day. But that 1 minute they're awake.
That's awesome.
Anyway, how was your week, my friend? How was your week?
My week was good. Yeah,
you've been dealing, not to cut in, but last week you were talking about some cold turkey stuff. This week you mentioned them as vices. So just throwing that in just in case, because I'm curious.
I have. It's good. Yeah. It was a rough week for some things. I got rid of some things in my life that I relied on and that helped me with dealing with stuff. So I've cut those out. But you know what? The week was good. It was tough. It was a rough week, but like on a personal level, it was rough. But it was great. I mean, my kids are doing awesome. We had 2 great work events that went over amazingly well. So
awesome.
It was good to have that kind of stuff when you're trying to sort your own stuff out. But yeah, the week was good. It was very, very busy, especially from the middle point onward. Monday and Tuesday were really tough because I wasn't as busy as I normally would like to be. Because when I'm super busy, there's not much else that gets in the way. But by the time I hit Wednesday and Thursday flew by and they were great. So yeah, it was a good week overall, man. I can't complain. We didn't do anything too much except that my kids are in 3 different versions of schools right now. So we've got elementary, middle, and high school, which means meet every effing teacher at every school. Oh,
yeah.
It was like a meet the teacher, except it's not even a meet the teacher. It's more like a just come see the classroom type of thing. And you're also like a week into school. So it's not like these teachers know anything about your kid. So it's mostly for your kid to just show off their classroom. So yeah, it was a lot of. I'm not even done. I've not even done them yet. I still have another one next week. So, yep, those were awesome.
Just wait, Justin. Just wait, because one day they're going to be all grown up, and they're
it's
all going to want you to come to
glorious.
their. Yes, but then you have your Thanksgiving, and you have your Christmases, and you have your birthdays, and all of a sudden it's like you don't have a weekend free. And what are you gonna like? You're gonna have to host every Christmas, otherwise they're gonna be, hey, Dad, come over. Dad,
They
come
will
over for
host.
Christmas. Oh no, we want to host for Christmas. Oh no, we got a new place.
I'll
Dad,
host.
you gotta come over to our place.
I'll host. I'm happy to host, but I'm not
Dad,
coming.
come see my new kittens.
No, send me a picture.
Yeah, Kittens isn't gonna sway you.
No.
Hey, Dad, come see my new snake eating my kittens.
If you have a baby, maybe I'll come.
That's right. But it better be cute.
Yeah,
if you
it
have
better
one of
be
those
cute.
ugly ones, I'm
That's
out.
right.
Make a new one.
Life's good. The week was good. It was very, very busy, and it's usually how I prefer it to be. It was practicing going to bed earlier sometimes, which, man, I feel so much better the next day when I get to bed by if I can get to bed by 11, man, it feels so much better the next day. Like 10 or 11.
I love it.
Yeah.
This isn't making fun of you. This is making fun of many people our age. It's hilarious when we're 42, 43. Like that comment should be something that we know at 12 years old.
Oh yeah.
Right. But
we know
all of it. We're playing games. Last night I was up with Ian and Ryan until 1 o'clock in the morning. We were doing our Madden draft, and it was a horrible draft class, but we're still up dealing with our salary cap. Ryan's decided he's going to sign for any football players out there. He's going to seize the Jags, and we're in the year 2030. He's said he's going to sign Trevor Lawrence until Trevor Lawrence retires, and he doesn't care. And Trevor Lawrence is asking for $100.
I don't even know what you're saying.
$16 million a year now. Right now, it's ridiculous. It's screwing over his team. And Ryan's no, I'm going to keep him. And so we're playing the Tetris game of Madden and the salary cap, and it was the off season. I was up to 1 in the morning. And I wanted to stay up later. The only reason I didn't was because I needed some energy for the podcast. And then it's so then you come up and you say it's amazing how much energy I have when I get to bed on time and I get, 8 hours sleep. And in my head, I'm yeah, it is amazing. And I never choose it. I'm always complaining about how tired I am.
Yeah.
And for some reason,
awesome.
that's not the option I choose.
Well, there's just,
so like I said, I'm not making fun of you.
Christina and I are both nighttime people. We prefer, we're up later. We're not morning people. So we'll watch shows or whatever. And this week I was not one episode and I'm out, I'm going to bed.
Totally.
So,
yeah. But the thing is me time's important. And even if you don't intentionally go out of your way with me time, which, side note, listeners, do it. Go out of your way to get your me time.
Is me time sleeping?
No, me time is awake me time.
Oh, okay.
And it's so valuable. The same principle as the reason for having a Sabbath, right? It's so valuable. But even if you're not intentionally doing it, for those family people, the second the kids are in bed, you're oh, I need some time to myself. And so, sure, you turn on the TV for 4 hours, even though you only have 8 hours left until you wake up, because, you want that time, right? You force yourself to stay awake as long as you can until, you didn't even
fall asleep on the couch.
Yeah. And then you got to rewatch that same episode anyway. But, sometimes it's worth it.
Yep. Yeah. It was a good week overall.
Good, man.
I'm happy with where things are at. So, yeah.
And keep trucking with cutting those things out.
I heard about
It's impressive, and I'm proud of you.
Thanks, buddy. We got pinged. You caught me. I had it on still.
Oh,
onward.
Yeah. Who was it? Who won?
It's Kronk. Wait. Yeah, it's Kronk.
Oh, Kronk. Congratulations. People haven't dinged us successfully in a while.
Yeah, not usually worked. I don't know why I heard that one.
For those who have no idea what we're talking about, sometimes when people on our Discord can see when we're recording. And so sometimes they like to at us or mention us. So we get a notification sound trying to interrupt the podcast. And it happens almost every single podcast. But we're good at snoozing those until today.
What do we got this week, PoE?
Well, actually, Justin, I laid some grass seed, if you want to talk about it.
Oh, did you? I thought you did that last week.
No, there was going to be, it was Tuesday or Wednesday this week where we had a spike of another 30-degree day.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, not gonna risk
Right.
that. I can do this on Thursday. So yesterday I know we're still in like the mid-20s weather, but I'm also like, if you look at next week's weather, it's like somebody just snapped their fingers and it's like, okay, it's gonna be fall starting next week. And all of a sudden there's like, it's just in the teens. All the weather's in the teens now. But that also means the night drops a lot. So I want to get some grass seed out because I still have 2 bags of grass seed. I know this is completely contradicting.
You're kind of like at the last point of doing it.
Exactly. And grass, one of the most important parts about grass seed is its freshness.
Mhm.
And so you save a bag from last year to this year. Sure, it might work, but it's not going to be anywhere near as efficient as it was the year before or the year before. So trying to get it all out. And because of all the like Weed Master dumb stuff from the guy that I hired in this spring, I didn't really get a good opportunity this spring. So anyway, I got rid of 1 bag, this one. And so I have some bare patches where I tilled, laid the grass seed, and then I put lawn soil on top.
Mhm.
But then I went through and I just overseeded the whole lawn anyway. So there's seed on the bottom, seed on the top of those patches, but then there's just seed on top of everything. And hoping for the best. I'm sure it's all gone now because my wife also likes to put out bird seed, which unfortunately then attracts the birds. And
at least
then
they'll only go for the top part. That's what the topsoil is doing.
Right.
It's hiding the other stuff.
Right. So see what that's like in a couple weeks. But then we're going to start getting some rain next week. So if I don't see any germination, I mean, I know it can take longer than a week, but whatever. If I don't, it's going to be old grass seed by next year. I think one of the bags is already from the previous season anyway, so I got to get rid of it. So if I don't see any seeds catching by next week, I'm going to put out the other bag and whatever. If it's overseeded, it's overseeded. So that's my thing. But yeah, this week in PoE, oh, hang on. I got to get rid of this for Ron Burgundy here. Otherwise, he's going to...
I didn't, hold on. Was I supposed to read something?
No,
I missed it.
It's gone. Oh man, that's really too bad. So
I didn't actually open your This Week in PoE yet, except to get the 1 link. So I'm just quickly opening them to take a peek.
Well, this week, I mean, I didn't check it out, but there was
any
a build of the
patches
week
this week? I don't think there were.
No, I didn't see any. Unless I accidentally skipped it, but I didn't see any. So there was a build of the week this week. It was Crossbow Lich, which I've heard lots of people in Discord doing as well.
Cool.
Soundtrack. Man, seriously,
he's
music,
been putting out all of his soundtracks. They're awesome.
So
I get
good.
notifications
I
for
am.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Subscribe to Camille on YouTube because it's not spammy.
Mm-mm.
It's just good music and it just comes out incrementally. And there's some where, for whatever the reasons are between him and GGG, he can't release certain music at certain times. So like one of his releases was, man, I've been like waiting to release this one for you, and here it finally is. And so anyway, it is phenomenal music when you listen to it for sure. Boss wallpapers.
Those look freaking awesome. Holy crap.
They do.
Dang.
I didn't like the boss fight, but what's his name?
These are amazing.
The Yama the White boss fight in Act 4. Don't actually like the fight, but I love the character and his actions. Like, I loved watching the boss in the boss fight.
Mm.
And so that Yama the White, where he's floating on his scepter, can you see it?
Oh yeah, there's like the most annoying fight for me in this 0.3.
Oh, and Crouton, like they all look really good. They're man, incredible. And then you have like Captain Heartland, which is like a mix between the Dark Souls 1 boss. Oh no, what's the Dark Souls 1 boss? The one in the grave.
I don't remember.
Lord. Oh crap. No, I'm asking. I am appalled with myself for not knowing.
Do you know what I love about, are you looking at the wallpapers?
In a second, yes. I'm talking to Gemini. Who's the Dark Souls 1 boss in the grave? Oh, never mind. I already got it. I didn't even have to hit enter. Awesome.
It doesn't count for
Lord
you.
Nito.
It
Lord
told
Nito.
you. The Viper one. I love when people that design wallpapers, I don't use a wallpaper.
Shark.
Hey, keep up, guy.
Yeah, I know.
Viper
Go
one.
back up.
Yeah, the shark one's hilarious.
Back up. Viper. Oh, the hands.
I love when they design a wallpaper that leaves a whole side of the screen pretty much empty for if you have shortcuts or whatever. I don't know why I've always liked wallpapers like that. Anyway, they look great. What else?
Oh, they are. They're so cool. So anyway,
I've never seen
if
them
you
do
love
something
those
like this before.
wallpapers.
That's really
No,
cool.
not. I mean, they've put out press kits and advertised press kits, but
Yes,
I can't
they
remember.
have.
And maybe they have done background posts, but I don't remember the last time they've done a background post.
Mm-hmm.
So these are all really cool. Make sure you go out of your way to get these.
No, those are awesome.
All right, there it is. Good.
Oh,
I saved
there's
that bookmark.
a rush event. Boss Rush event.
Yeah, the boss rush event. They've been doing the boss rush events at all of their like
the
in-person stuff. So they went to the Brazilian game show this one. So
cool.
So cool. And then Eben, GGG, Eben interviewed a voice actor this week, Blair. And Blair does the voices of
Tujen
and Tujen.
Mm-hmm.
And if you click on that link in the announcement page, you can see right off the bat that it is a pretty amazing interview.
Oh, like how they start it? Yeah.
Yes. Well, just like even like just the cover that they do, it's Path of Exile. And then all of a sudden in pink, dating sim covered in hearts.
Oh, sorry. I was referencing like just how the thing starts with his nipples cutting glass, like legit right off the bat before they even get into it.
Yes.
So good.
No, for sure. Yes. And so it was very well done. Very well done. If you are not homosexual, you will be by the time you finish it, because I would go for either of those guys. Right off the bat, those guys are both so charming and wonderful that if my wife ever left me, I'd be giving either one. I'd be waiting for
it was funny because you could see Eben actually feeling a little like he was the other guy was I don't remember his name. What was his name?
Blair.
He's got it. He's comfortable with everything. And Eben kind of is like trying to feel his way through the conversation. It's so good.
Oh, I loved them both. I thought it was a fantastic interview. I enjoyed the company. I wished I was there enjoying it. Not so I could interrupt the chemistry, but just so that I could giggle. Yeah, but hopefully giggle quietly so they wouldn't look at me and then I would interrupt the chemistry, but just be on the side and be a part of it. So anyway, it was a fantastic interview, but it was also hilarious. Like GGG, awesome job putting that, like all those cartoon aspects together and letting it flow so freely. It was a very entertaining interview and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I agree. It was really fun. I still think, and I'm just sometimes I'm a bitch about this stuff, but they need to just get the audio cued in a little bit better. There's one part where Eben's, what he says in response in their conversation was actually cut out because of the way that they're processing the audio.
Like you could see his lips moving,
see his lips move,
you couldn't hear the audio.
It's the faintest, like you can tell that there's a cut that's happening that's causing what he says to get cut out, which is too bad, but it was very fun to watch.
It was very, very fun.
It's so weird to watch somebody talk about how they create voices and how it comes from, especially because they don't work for GGG. GGG hires these people to come in and do it.
Yeah.
But when you get a guy like him who like plays video games, loves Dungeons and Dragons, like I just thought it was really cool that you have somebody. It's not just like some actor who's doing voice acting that has no idea about video games at all. He didn't know about Path of Exile 1, but like hadn't played it. But to have like at least a video gaming background is very cool.
It is. Well, it's like Henry Cavill being The Witcher, right?
God, he's gorgeous though too. So like he's like,
who, Blair or Henry or both?
Henry, come on. Freaking Superman, and he's
you remember
video gaming.
In Captain America, the first Avenger, the very first Captain America movie where Steve Rogers goes from puny to big. You remember that?
Yeah.
Kind of. Remember when he steps out of the machine where he gets the serum and now he's super buff?
Yeah.
And then you have Haley Atwell's character, right? Agent Carter, where they already had like a little bit of flirting chemistry going on, but then he comes out completely ripped and she goes to touch him, but then doesn't. She has to like hold herself back. That's like me and Henry.
God, that's the longest intro into that. I was like waiting for like, what's happening here?
No, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
It was really cool with him having that background. I just think it makes it so fun. Like when he's talking about how he creates these characters and it's very weird thinking about somebody out there playing the voices of people that you see in game, but they're using them like in the Dungeons and Dragons environment. Like that just seems, it's very funny.
It is a lot of fun to hear. I'm big into voice acting, not myself as a voice actor, but it's an industry I always wanted to get into. So as a result, I follow it quite closely. And so you get into so many very talented people. And some people, they have really cool voices, but they can do one or two. And not a criticism to the individual. Like a lot of that is just physical restraint. Like you just physically can't do the voices. But some people have such a range of voices that they can do. And one of the very key things of voice acting is being capable of doing this voice without it actually hurting your voice. You know what I mean? Like it's straining your voice. It's making it weird. And then if you do it for half an hour, or 3 hours, it like really makes your voice sore or your throat sore, and you can't do it anymore. So a big part of the range is the actual ability to continue it. And it's a natural part of some of the voices you can make. And so you go from like, so like all the way back, long-term listeners would know, like I have a big appreciation for people like Jim Cummings, right? Darkwing Duck and Tigger, like they just have a huge range. You get like Alan Tudyk, who does every Disney movie now. And then, but you start looking at someone like Blair, who he just does the voices, but he explains it, but then he can nail it right when he's doing it. Even someone like Seth MacFarlane, who has an absurd range of voices as well. It's just so cool to see, but it's always so impressive, right? Because when you have like, okay, this is where this voice is coming from, this is where this voice is coming from, and you mush them together, you can always remember how to do it because you remember how you got there, right? And that idea of when Blair's talking about like, it just felt right. It's amazing how you don't want to do a voice when it doesn't feel right. You're just the one person in the whole process, right? Like he was talking about how great it was to work with GGG and how much freedom he had and even input he had, even in terms of changing some dialogue a tiny bit. And you go through like that, just that feeling of it. Imagine if it was the opposite. One of his other jobs where he had to read line for line for line, and he didn't like the voice that he was told to do, like how crappy that is. But you have so much more interesting characters, like through the video game, as the user, as me, the characters are so much real and hilarious and natural when you give that voice actor all that freedom to make it feel right. And sorry, I forgot to put my phone on D&D. But I was really impressed by the whole interview. It was a lot of fun. There's a couple other things I do want to bring up about the game, though.
About it relating to the game? I mean, bring up whatever you want. My overall feeling with their interview was great. I loved it. That was fun. It's cool to see how the same guys doing different voices. Like I think that's cool.
Yeah. Well, just also like just the fun GGG had in putting that interview together with like.
Well, they like made the little disc for the game. Like they made like a little.
Yeah, they made an Xbox
awesome.
Disc of.
It's like Rise of the Wenches or something.
That's right.
Isn't it?
The I don't know, like detective style 2D dialogue options. Style, yeah. Mm-hmm. It was just really funny. But another thing that was interesting though was Blair's opinion towards the games themselves. He brought up a fantastic point, and the whole purpose of Path of Exile 2 in his own personal experience. He was saying, like, as a result of his voice acting experience with the company, he tried Path of Exile 1 and it was too much, right? Like, now I'm paraphrasing, but like, not a lot is explained. Everybody that's in the game is already a master at the game. You know what I mean? Like the people you're trying to listen to, and as a new player, you have no idea who's a master or who's not, but the stuff they're trying to explain is light years ahead of what the game shows, right? There's like a million steps of knowledge that you need to have between the game and then the realization of making things happen in Path 1. And so he said like he really wanted to get into Path 1, but he couldn't, right? It was just too much. And so his excitement for Path 2, part of it was, of course, the design of the game makes it much more approachable, which is, from what I understand, the majority of the purpose of Path 2. But then he was excited that everybody was starting on the same slate. Sure, some stuff might be the same, but there's a lot and everything could change, and you had to discover if things were the same or not. And so he was very excited to start Path 2 because there weren't these masterminds that were a decade ahead of him. And so he said that he put in like absurd amounts of time when the game first came out, and of course since then. And that must have been like, those are things that he was doing with his personal time. Those aren't things that you can just, I mean, I guess you could if he's just an act. Like I'm kind of half rambling, but what I'm trying to say is That's something I believe. Like, I don't think that's something he's just making up to make the company look good. You know what I mean? And to try and preach. Like, that's just, to me, a natural testimony of the difference between Path 1 and Path 2 and the people that they're trying to reach. So sure, that interview was cool and unique, but it's also a massive testament to how valuable Path of Exile 2 is going forward. Like, I really liked hearing how a new player was interacting with both games at roughly around the same time.
What do you mean when you say roughly around the same time?
Well, I mean, it could have been like a 5-year difference between them, but I'm saying like he's excited to get into an ARPG, and Path of Exile was not so inaccessible to him that he didn't bother with it. Now he's still really into wanting to get into an ARPG. Path of Exile 2 was that accessible to him, so he could pour hundreds of hours into it. So sure, I'm not talking necessarily like the same time frame as in his life, but the same mentality and eagerness to get into something. It was like it was given the same amount of effort and excitement, and one worked and one didn't.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he's definitely not wrong in the sense that Path of Exile 1 was a very hard one to get into. That was Heist when he said he started. So also not the greatest league to start Path of Exile 1 at. But
that was a rough one. That was the one that GGG apologized. That's where the apology came from, about quality over quantity, or quantity over quality, and how they were going to put quality over quantity. That's right.
Yeah. So not the best time to get into Path of Exile 1, but yeah, Path of Exile 2 is definitely it's way more accessible for sure. Yeah. Did you play this week? Well, did you have more about the interview part that you were bringing up? Because a
tiny bit, but my bladder's full.
Okay. Well, then we'll take a break. I don't have a marker though.
What?
I don't have a timer running. I don't have any way to know. So I'll just use silence as our determining factor. Starting now.
Word.
Continue.
Well, it was sad, right? Remember, look, I'm going to scoot over. What's not there?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the interview. Yeah, that is too bad. That sucks.
Yeah. My dog, listeners, loves being in the office with whoever's at the computer. And this is long before my wife started getting into broadcasting. If I was in the office recording, Riley just wanted to be with me. So we had a dog bed, or we'd bring her dog bed and leave it in here in the office. So anytime someone was in the office, she just loved being down here, probably because it was cool. But then she's also in close proximity to somebody. It was nice. This is my first podcast without my recording buddy. I don't know the last time I recorded a podcast in the last 5 years without my little Riley.
Scratching at the door.
Well, it was kind of sad. I went up to go pee and I'm like, oh, I have all this space to walk, which is supposed to be really nice, but it's not. And then I came back in and I was like, because I had already forgotten, because the cats were already meowing at me while I was going to the bathroom. And then, so they were super cute. And then I walked back in the office and then my heart sinks again. I'm like, oh, I have a whole bunch of wonderful space to walk in and no dog bed to avoid. Anyway, back to Blair and Eben.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's gone.
You had another point.
I know I had another point. I had all these great and wonderful things to say about it, but I guess what I would like to ask Blair, well, I'm always interested in voice acting, so I'd ask him a ton of personal questions about, the processes, like of how they go about things. But I also really enjoyed the actual quotes that Eben had requested him to say. And I loved, actually, in the interview, how Eben kind of played off of, like, sure, there were questions that, of course, needed to be asked, but a lot of it just seemed like there was questions that was played off of some of the fun and good rambling that Blair was doing. It was just a wonderful interview. But I would love to, just for someone in Blair's circumstance of trying Path 1 and trying Path 2, I'd love to ask them a million questions about the differences. Or I'm curious if GGG had an opportunity to, for science, ask him a whole bunch of questions regarding his different experiences just for the sake of feedback, because that's exactly, I think, what they're looking for. Someone exactly like Blair that really wanted to try Path 1. That is their genre. Like you look at the interest level in Dungeons and Dragons and how long it seems like he had this one character, and then he said one of his buddies was starting a new campaign, so he started a new character, but like the ability to stick with something for so long and enjoy the progress long term of something like that. Blair seems like the exact guy you're looking for to like Path. This is who we want. Like, this is exactly who our games attract, but Path 1 didn't work for them. So like you ask a million questions. Like, I don't know. Like I would love to hear what his responses were to GGG's, quote unquote questions that they could have asked him. That's exactly who you're looking for, is my point.
I have one question. When did they record that?
Why? What did I miss?
I'm just curious when they recorded it, because why is he in the office? What's his use? Or is there something happening for the next league?
Oh, so did they record this way?
Well, did they record this
when 3.0 or 0.3 was being recorded?
made? Well, yeah, but that would be a very old recording if you're talking about when the voice actors were being used. So quite old. Or is it potentially for something coming up in the new Path of Exile 1 league? Is there a Huck or Tujen? Because Tujen and Huck.
It was recorded after.
It was recorded
because
after
he's talking about stuff.
Oh, yeah, he's talked about 0.3. He talked about playing.
He's talking about stuff getting cut. Where he's not actually sure if it's getting cut or not.
He said, I don't know.
But yeah, so why would you have him back? So I guess the process with voice acting is sometimes people get called back like, hey,
we need something
we
else.
really didn't we got to pay you to come back a little bit because we screwed up on this one, or we changed the narrative a little bit. Can you help us out here?
He's not coming in for an interview. I can tell you that much. He's not coming in just to chat.
Well, listen, if people are coming in for interviews, they're getting one sweet. Hey, did you see Eben's mug?
Yeah, Path of Exile 2 mug.
I want that mug. Where's that on the store?
They don't sell that, do they?
No, what do they sell? Where is their store? Hang on. No, I have the answer, Justin. I know where I can buy that.
Definitely on the Path of Exile 2 website. Certainly.
Ruin it. Path. Oh, no, that's not pathofexile2.com. Oh, look, there's a shop button, Justin. Let's see what the shop brings up. No mugs.
No mugs? What?
No mugs. They do have a physical store, though, didn't they?
No, they
brought
don't.
it up.
I think they.
Yeah, they advertised like, hey,
no.
Hang on.
They had one that they did it for the physical merchandise that they.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what the mug is.
Their supplier
my glasses are off. Look how weird. Do I look weird without glasses now?
No, but you're not. You're like a what's the Doug in
Squirrel?
Yeah, exactly. Doug.
Path of Exile shop.
I thought that it was just for their physical merchandise from when you purchased packages. They were just changing their supplier.
There's something else. There was something. They advertised something. But am I going to scroll through 100 pages of a 1980s forum to try and find what I'm looking for?
Yup.
Listen, there's a reason Amazon is popular, and it's not because of their filtering system. It's the easy access. At some point, someone in the company's got to figure out the easier it is to access something, the easier it is for people to spend money at your
Did you?
I can't get these glasses clean.
What is wrong with you? Did you play, or what did you play this week? What'd you do?
No, I didn't play. I barely played. I didn't. It's a Madden off season for Ryan Ian and I, so I had Madden stuff to do. But I'm still really into my character, and I'm still very excited to play. But I have to admit, I chose not to. Not by like being all snooty and stuff. It was just when I had the opportunity to play, I chose to do something else. So I don't know if that's just a phase that I'm in, like I just needed a quick break, or if the game's not exciting enough. I have to tell you that, similar to last week, my character is no longer exciting. And there is the possibility that that's simply because the campaign is so bloody long. And it takes so long to unlock the different things that I want to do with my character. So it's not like I'm playing the build that I want for 10 hours to unlock endgame. I'm playing 10 hours of part of my build. And then 4 hours later and 6 hours later. And I get things need to be done incrementally, but by the time I get my build to kind of where the idea is, I'm near the end of the campaign, but that's 10 hours later. No, I'm bored of it. Right. Like it's not even like I got 10 hours of playing my build. I got 10 hours of trying to build up my build. I still have 20% fire resist at endgame. I still have to run like a chicken away from people that are throwing stuff. And as awesome as I love the mentality of trying to get rid of, what's it called? Off-screen damage. When they add new content, it's like, that's not a part of the checklist. And then they have to go back to the checklist to get it. Like, so off-screen damage, though there's still some enemies that definitely need it. For example, the Trial of Chaos didn't get the memo. So there's a lot of off-screen damage in the Trial of Chaos. Okay, fine. It's part of the GGG's checklist. They'll get there. But then they add new content, and off-screen damage is a big problem for it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, like
I didn't notice it, but
oh well, maybe you do a lot of damage. Like I'm
It
doing
could be
minion
part of it, for
instability,
sure.
so I deal with 4 seconds of whistling and twiddling my thumbs and trying to find Mr. Rogers in his neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to hang out a lot with the enemies while we're waiting for my skeletons to come back for a tea party. And there is a lot. And fine, whatever, like life goes on. But it's just, when new content comes out, that's a part of every single map. So if that's not a part of your checklist pre-release, it's like, oh, now I got to deal with this every map because Abyss is in every map.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I know it's beta, whatever. It's just a part of the experience. But, for whatever reason, I chose not to play this week. I turned on my Chromecast and I was like, oh, let's try this show. Well, let's try this. I'm going through the terminal list. Sorry, that sounded like one word. I'm going through the terminal list.
What is the terminal list?
It's a Prime original. It's with Chris Pratt.
Oh, okay.
It's actually quite good. I enjoy it. And funny enough, it revolves around somebody who's concussed, like me. And so that was a very unique part of it, which I enjoyed. And then they made a sequel, which is a prequel called The Terminal List, Dark Wolf. Military stuff, which I'm not familiar with the exception of movies, which I'm, I guess, thankful for. But not my... The story's good, but the premise isn't my cup of tea. You know what I mean? It's political and military, so okay, cool, neat. And I enjoyed it. Like, I could recommend it. It's just, we watched, as a family, we watched Elio last night, because that's now on Disney+. Do you know what that is? It's one of Disney's new movies. And it's space. He wants to be abducted by aliens. He meets an alien. Like, right away, that's up my alley way more than, like, Elio is more up my alley than that. So anyway, like, I chose to turn on movies instead of play Path of Exile. And so I'm not sure if that's just a me thing, like I said at the beginning, or if that's because the game's just not interesting. So I don't really know what to say about that, How about you? Did you play? Like, are you in the same state?
Well,
I think you were talking about a different game this week.
I got my 3rd character to endgame.
3rd?
Yeah. I mean, the fact is the campaign is still like needs to be 30 or 40% reduced in its duration. It's far too long. And for me, I hit a flat spot when I got it to endgame, because then I was just like, ugh, I don't know if I want to do this now. I already knew that for me, I've been into endgame. I've got my one guy is 93 or 94. I've done a lot of the content, and I'm not saying the content's bad. It's just you get stuck where you're not really feeling like there's somewhere to go with it.
Yeah, I understand. I guess I'm kind of there too, right?
Yeah. So I got the 3rd one up. I really wanted to try out Blood Mage, and I do like it. I probably will actually go back to play before, like, normally I'm done when I'm done with the league, but I don't totally feel like I'm done right now. I feel like I'm just taking a break. I did go and install Borderlands. Borderlands has always been fun.
I got a Borderlands comment from you this week.
Yeah, Claptrap. I did play Borderlands 4, and it's fun. The one thing I noticed, I was thinking about it, Path of Exile is not a pick up and play game. For me,
not anymore. Not
and
anymore.
I'm definitely speaking just from my own personal feelings towards it. I need to be in a specific mood to do it, and that was not this week. It just was not. It requires too much. For me, I just can't pick it up and play. I can't just pick it up and go and feel like I'm progressing and having a good time. Borderlands has always been such a fun, like, I've loved the genre. I love it. It is the loot game of all games, right? Like, it's just loot explosions.
Ooh, GGG might take exception to that.
The loot is so much better. I'm not saying that the loot it's different. So you can't really compare the two.
Of course.
But the way that loot happens in a Borderlands game is great. It's super fun. I love targeted farming. I love that I know that this boss will drop this type of item and I can farm that boss over and over. I love that. And Borderlands done. This is their first like full open world version of Borderlands. Man, though, their writing is hilarious. I was laughing through parts of the final storyline. Like just the comments between these two characters who I'm not going to say who they are because everything's spoilery with that game, but just the conversation that happens between them is, I was laughing through the whole thing. Like at one point I actually had to put my drink down because I almost spit when one of the guys said something. But it's been a lot of fun. It will never hold a long-term play value for me. Like I know I will play the crap out of it for the first couple weeks, but it's been fun, ton of fun. And I just couldn't pick up. There was a day where I was debating playing Path of Exile, and I was like, man, I am relatively limited in my time to game, and I'm not going to do it right now in Path of Exile because I know I'm going to end it frustrated. It was one, I think I mentioned this to you, I think the week before, but I was playing before we were recording. It was a day we were recording late, or the next day or something. Can't remember. And Christina's like, why are you playing right before you record? And I was like, I shouldn't be. I'm just trying to get to this next point so I can speak about it. But then I'm pissed off because it just took so long and I've got so little time to play. So I think they're definitely heading in a good direction. But like I really, really did like Act 4. It's still too long, but I liked it. Like the direction of it was really cool. But they still got lots of work to do, but it's early access and I'm here for it.
So what do you think the answer is? So we're talking endgame. Now we're in maps. I can't load a map and like it's 15 minutes for me, right?
To do the map or to load the map?
To do the map.
Because right now their game is not working right. But anyway.
But we know that'll get fixed. Mm-hmm. But right now it's like 10 to 15 minutes for a map for me. I'm doing, for the most part, minion instability. Every of damage is 4 seconds away from me. Mm-hmm. And it's good, but minion instability, I discovered this week, doesn't have an AoE tag. What? An explosion of fire doesn't have an AoE tag? I mean, sciencey stuff. You can control explosions, the size of them in real life. How does a explosion not? Anyway, so I discovered in the past, my minion instability builds focused on minion area of effect. I didn't even notice, it didn't even cross my mind that minion instability wouldn't have an AoE tag. And I noticed the only tag it has is minion. And I'm like, oh, so now like, I'm kind of screwed. So anyway, if I have 15 minions running around, 7 of them might hit the boss or the rare. Not all of them, right? Either way, the chunk is still good. But it's like, I was just really surprised with that omission of the AoE tag. But so I load a map, and the majority of the maps are rare only, right? Defeat all the rares and you're done. Sometimes it's a boss, but for the most part, it's rare only. That's a really cool concept because, the rare's the random part and you're going through stuff. And sure, they're still fixing their drops and how rares are rewarding for the fight that you're doing. But how do you make it, like in Path of Exile 1, they had a problem. It was great that you could sit down for 5 or 10, 15 minutes and do a few maps. That was a really cool part. But part of the problem was you do a map, rush to the boss, you're done, load a new map. And so now they're trying to fix that. Part of that is the size. Part of that is not every map is boss related. It's rare related, right? But you can't have a small map with 10 rares to kill because then it gets stupid because they're too close together. So how do you fix that? Like I want Path of Exile. Now maybe they don't care about this, but I want Path of Exile to be, hey, I have 30 minutes. Let me do 2, 3, 4 maps. Now that's not the case. Like I can only sit down and play Path of Exile when I have a couple of hours kind of thing. That's how I feel anyway, whether that's realistic or not. So how do you fix that? Because I think they're going in the right direction with mapping, but it's counterintuitive to what I can apply in real life. You know what I mean?
I think maps probably take me 5 to 8 minutes to complete them. So it's a little, I know there's going to be a difference always in Path of Exile with regards to speed, especially because they've reduced it so much. The fact that it's the kill the rares, I was playing and I think it was with Logan or Christina. I can't remember who were in the room, but it was a relatively linear map design. And I was showing them how ridiculous it was that I had missed a rare in this one area, but there had been no checkpoint through this whole thing. So I literally had to run all the way back down. Now, I don't like that checkpoints is even the solution to that, because who cares? Like, I just don't, for some reason, it really bothers me. If they're going to make it where the map design can make me miss something, but then you're going to penalize me by not having that complete the map, is odd to me. It feels backwards to me to be running in the wrong direction. I can do more maps in a short period of time when I have the time. It's just that I don't feel like I've progressed anything. There's no direction in the atlas, right? Like there's no, I'm not progressing anything besides this infinite line that really doesn't go to anything. It feels like there's some things where I don't know what I'm looking for really. Like I don't want to do towers. I hate the idea of like creating this like mass of 3 towers that have overlapped, and I've put in the tablets, and now I'm just going to live in this area. For some reason that just doesn't appeal to me, because I'm always like, well, but you just made me try to go as far away as I could or in this specific direction, and now I'm going to stop in a spot and do some maps. I don't know why that bothers me. Also, if I get in a bad layout, like getting 3 towers in a bunch of Val City style, or there's the Val, I can't remember, it's like the where they build machines or something. I do not want to do that layout. It's freaking brutal. It's not fun at all. So I think it's just the lack of feeling like I'm progressing anything in that time that I do get to get on. It just, yeah, I don't know. And it could also be just the build. Like that was what killed it for me. I tried doing the Thorns build. It was all right, but I definitely hit a massive wall and just wasn't having fun with it. The thing that's really tough too is I'm doing this blood mage one, and I'm getting some help from people, and it's whatever, it works fine. It's just tickling people with spark. But when you've played like Deadeye with, especially with the Roa, it's very, very difficult to enjoy another build because it's so fast. It's got no delay in its attacking. Like it feels so good. So I don't know. I want that feeling with other characters. And I feel like that, I hope they don't go the route of killing one thing to try and make everything shit. I would rather see them bring stuff up, but yeah, I don't know. Right now for me, I think it's just a lack of direction, but that's also because I think Endgame hasn't been the focus, which I also don't think it should be the focus. So it's tough, right? Like you hit a spot where you just get stuck.
And then you're in the situation where they want meaningful combat and we want meaningful combat. But you know what meaningful combat is? It's reactionary. You're reacting to things that the enemy does. You're not just simply obliterating them.
That's got to be boss fights. Don't make it rares.
You know what? I think, well, rares too, as long as you have some good rules on the proximities that they can spawn in and how many there are per map. But it can't be for magic and normal enemies, because if you want meaningful combat for everything, you need 12 monsters per area and much smaller areas. You can't have massive areas.
I just feel like it's a different game then.
You want to be able to massacre.
Right.
But then also have this boss that's impossible because of its health bar and this. Yeah. But then, you add the here are the tells and here's the massive health bar, but you see it going down. Like that's where your meaningful combat comes from. And I would be happy if rares were included in that, as long as the mods actually let you know what the hell was happening. Like they're going down the what did they call them? The Warlord? What were the original arch nemesis mods? What were the first ones? Were they Essence? Where the mod was you had no idea what it did?
Like the first time where you didn't know what something was. I don't remember if it was Essence or if it was Ghost Spirits. I'm not sure which one was first.
Well, but when did Anarchy? Was that first? Was that before Essence?
Anarchy. Anarchy was yes. I think it was. I can't remember.
We're talking Rogue Exiles.
Yeah. That's way back in the day. Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, whatever one was first, like as long as if rares have those mods, it's not meaningful combat. It's shit, and you want to actually just crush them because you have no idea what's going to happen. So the sooner it's out of your way, the better, right? So it's tough because if you want meaningful combat, you're slow. And if you're slow, you don't want big areas. So let me clear the maps to get to meaningful combat, which means rares and uniques. to me, it means rares and uniques. Or you need your maps to be 100 times smaller if you want your normals to be meaningful combat, which I think would be very boring.
Yeah, I don't know what they use as their determining factor for how they make some of those decisions or go in certain directions, but I feel like most people that are playing an action RPG want to smash up some mobs, fight, build up their character, kill some bosses, and if that means that some other people will find a way to make the game like they just zoom through it or they insta kill bosses, the direction PoE 1 went, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Like, I don't want them to use that as the determining factor to how they're moving forward with PoE 2. Like, I love, it's so fun pulling up Borderlands and pulling out a gun and just smashing enemies. And that is the same feeling that I used to get in Diablo, in Path of Exile. It's still in Path of Exile 2. It's just different. I don't know. It feels different right now.
In an RPG, you want the masses to be made of paper and you just shred them, right? And then every now and then there's that, like we said, rare or unique enemy where you need to take your time with. And it feels like in Path 2, they're not made of paper.
No, I'm made of paper.
Right, I'm made of paper. They're not made of paper.
No.
And it's all like they're made of clay and I'm made of paper and I'm trying to beat through them.
You're definitely not the hero in PoE 2. You're just like the dude who picked up a weapon.
Yeah. And if that's the direction they want to go, that's a lot of slog to get through, to get to what you're. And I'm talking like very basic build aspirations, not crazy complicated end game farming business. Like, it's a long time to unlock a spirit gem at level 14.
And then to get another one, good luck. If you pick the wrong thing.
Or you just want to try it out.
Yeah, don't even try it out. You can't.
The campaign should be about trying things out, not about you have to know what you're doing ahead of time.
Yep.
That's endgame. Like, overload me with
options.
All the things that I can unlock in campaign, but obviously, like, the top end tier gems, I'm not going to be able to get until I'm end game. So let me try it all out.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, like, older criticisms, I guess, are relevant because we opted not to play this week.
No,
except for yourself, but you felt obligated.
Yeah, and it was just a little bit, but I just was like, no. And it was, I think, after we played, because I think we played this week together. I feel like, was it this week that we played a bit together?
That was right at yes. Yeah, sorry, that was at the very beginning of our
after
week.
dark or something.
Justin and I. Our weeks are from Friday to Friday.
Yeah.
So Saturday is like our Monday because we do everything based on the podcast, right?
Yeah. So I think we did on Friday play for a little bit. Like, we did the interludes together.
Which was a lot of fun.
It was actually a lot of fun.
It was the longest we've played together in a long time.
I really enjoyed it.
It was very enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great. And yeah, I think that was what I played. I think I might have played a little bit after that because I think we didn't finish the last interlude, or maybe we did. And I think I just finished it. I can't remember.
You know, it's interesting, actually. This would be maybe good for next episode, but Erin and I played co-op, and she actually prefers when I have my minion instability characters up, because when I have my frost mages or other things, she can't tell what's an enemy effect versus my effects.
100%, yep.
And so she just prefers it when all my minions explode, because then it's like I'm not in the way and there's nothing to, like, she's not confused about what's from the enemy and what's from me. And so, there's the co-op ability there too.
Yeah, I mean, visual clarity is not great. But at least Spark wasn't, he was concerned that Spark would be bad. Spark's not terrible, but...
No, Spark was not what it's like in Path of Exile 1. Like, for new listeners, I deal with concussion stuff, so I can't do bright, flashy, and quick movements, and Spark was actually really dull. When Justin did Spark builds in Path 1, that meant, like, hey, Tyler, check out this build that I intentionally made so I don't have to play with you.
Well, I don't think you would like Lightning Arrow. Or it? Yeah.
I saw Oliver playing with it. I can't do Lightning Arrow.
No, I don't think you would like that one. But that one has definitely been my favorite one to play. But I would love to figure out the Spark thing. I don't want to put the time in to figure it out right now because I want to play. And if I'm like, it's just, maybe it's just a thing for as you get older, but like, you go through a day, your day is really hard. You're dealing with the kids. Everybody's in bed. Everybody's chill. Like, give me an hour to just have some fun. that's not Path of Exile for me right now. Like, it's not fun. I'm going to be like trying to figure things out and not understanding it. And then I'm going to bed angry. Or I can turn on right now Borderlands 4 and just like fire a gun and listen to some hilarious, chaotic whatever's going on in the background. So,
and then to bring this back to the interview, you have all these people that work really hard, and it's not a criticism to anybody. You have all these people that are brought in, they work hard, the people that are regulars at GGG, and all their hard work is kind of omitted or ignored or unappreciated because just from a couple simple decisions. And I mean, these decisions, again, not a criticism because it's early access, but it's like you go through all this work and people dedicate so much time and perfection to it. And then all it takes is one small design flaw and none of it's appreciated. You know what I mean? Like, we keep talking about the length of things and the duration of things and the tediousness of Path 2 currently. And just think about all the individuals and all the effort that goes into it. And it's not even the reasons that the game is tedious. It's not like the people that are making the decisions want it to be tedious. But it's just like you think about all this effort that goes into it and none of it's appreciated because of one or two decisions that just, for some reason, don't have the chemistry.
I think it's definitely getting there. Like 0.3 for me is way better than 2 because I still think the campaign's too long, but it's at least shorter than what it was before.
2 more acts at least.
Yeah. I can't imagine the 2 acts are shorter than the 3 interludes though, which makes me nervous. I just don't see them building 2 acts shorter than those 3 interludes.
Well, you need a story.
Yeah. So
and you can't just cram it together.
Yeah,
like,
because
there's people that care.
Cut 3 in half. Act 3 is like it's just it's the one that kills it all. But they are going in a good direction. I do like there is some stuff you can do in Endgame if you don't feel like just mapping that isn't terrible, but there's just not enough of it yet, and that's just early access. So
sure.
And now what are they doing? What are they working on? PoE 1, or is the team actually split? Like, who knows what's happening? So
that's the sucky thing about this 4 on.
Well, it's not
4
sucky.
Off
We don't know yet. We'll have to see.
No, but we know we're waiting 4 months for any like non-bug.
Well, for PoE 2, yes, but you're waiting only 2 months for some PoE 1 stuff, which I think is exciting. But I'm still very curious how they're cutting their staff in half. How are they? Are they actually just working on PoE 1 or do they swap back and forth or?
Right. I'd be curious to know what Path 2 stuff is being done consistently in the background when it's Path 1's turn.
Well, that's why I was wondering why Blair's there, because there's nothing that needs to be changed from Huck or Tujen's spot in Path of Exile 1 unless there's something happening with them in this new.
Well, at the end of Act 4, you're getting together all your buddies, right? You go to Act 1, hey, come fight with me. Go to Act 2, hey, yeah. In Path 2, right? So you have, at the end of Act 4, you go to the end of Act 1, hey, come fight with me. Then you go to the end of Act 2, hey, come fight with me. Then to Act 3, hey, come fight with me. And Act 4, they're already on board, right? King's March is already on board. So Act 5 is going to have its stuff.
But Act 5 is unlikely. I don't think Act 5 is going to have stuff with Tujen. And Huck's not in Path of Exile 2 right now. I just don't think so. But that's why I think it's for Path of Exile 1 something. My money is on we'll see some new lines from Huck or Tujen in Path of Exile 1 because that's where they're going with the League. I think they showed their hand. And I figured it out.
Your idea of figuring out why is he there?
Why is he there?
No,
but they didn't think about that when they released it. They're like,
That's right. Inspector J-Dog.
Gotcha.
Nailed it.
Let's wrap this up. Forever Exiled 311, just AK tags.
Tyler Record of Days.
Hey, Trunts. We'll see you in After Dark. Everybody else will see you next week in 312. We got a website, foreverexiled.com. We have a very fun Discord. Pop in there and say hello. And Patreon and other ways to support the podcast. You'll find them down below on the website and everywhere else. Hopefully this worked. No backup.
Oh, dang. Right. Quadruple save this one.